in the hybrid mode. So initially we'll have chantings followed by reading from complete works of Swami Vivekananda. Afterwards we'll have guided meditation session, and in the end we'll have question answer session. Maharaj, you can start.
So, meeting at this place. So, and then we have that. So, it is quiet. It's very quiet. That's very nice. Morning is more quiet. Then many people. So we'll begin. We'll begin today. You have the sheet with you, which is for chanting. And here I was only chanting. All of us can chant together. So there are 5 things here. At the end, I will chant Swamiji's Pranama Mantra. These, you will find some marks there, no? Some small lines below and above. These are the swaras. Swara is generally 3 types here. The swara which is the lower type, which is Sahana, which is given. Second is upper type, now with 1 line here and 1 line is above. And there is a double one, that is Pluta, that is a little longer. Here you will find this, and Vidvisha Vari, there it is comes. There are 3 types of swaras used in this. Swara means the way you modulate your sound. Anyway, whatever you are able to follow, you follow. Otherwise, I'll just chant. So let us chant Om 3 times first. This is straight. Om Sahana Bhavatu. Please chant. Sahanam Punaktu. Sahaviryam Karavavahai.
Sahaviryam Karavavahai.
Tejasvinavadhitamastu.
Tejasvinavadhitamastu.
Ma Vidvishavahai.
Ma Vidvishavahai.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Meaning of this prayer is, may God protect us both, the teacher and the student. May God nourish us both. May we work together with energy and vigor. May our study be enlightening. May we not hate each other. Om, peace, peace, peace. Asato ma sadgamaya. Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma amritam gamaya. From untruth, lead us to truth. From darkness, lead us to light. From fear of death, lead us to joy of immortality. Tejo asi, tejo mai dehi.
Siteshu mani
Yamasi Viryamai Dehi
Viramasi Viramahi Dehi
Balamasi Balamai Dehi
Balamasi Balamahi Dehi
Ojo Asi Ojo Mai Dehi
Ojo Masi Mahi Dehi
Manyurasi Manyumai Dehi
Manumasi Manumahi Dehi
Saho Asi Saho Mai Dehi
Sahovasi Sahomahi Dehi
O Lord, you are power. Fill me with power. Your valor, infuse valor into me. You who are strength, give me strength. You who are vital essence, endow me with vitality. You who are forbearance, instill that forbearance into me. Your fortitude, fill me with fortitude. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate
Purnat Purnamudachyate
Purnasya
Purnasya
Purnamadaya
Purnamadaya
Purnamevavashishyate
Purnameva Vashishyate
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
Om, that ultimate reality is complete. This reality too is complete. Completeness comes out of the complete and the completeness alone remains. Om, peace, peace, peace. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramayah. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet. May all be happy. May all be free from disease. May all realize what is good. May none be subject to misery. Om Namah Shri Atirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukha Swarupaya Swamine Tapaharine. Read from the Inspired Talks. I hope you know the story of this book called Inspired Talks. Just to recap, when Swamiji went to the West in 1893, we know he spoke at the Parliament of Religions, his famous lecture there, Sisters and Brothers of America, which brought in a revolution at a thought level. People started thinking about that message of India, message of spirituality, message of Vedanta, how it has got such a impact on us. Especially Swamiji's that sentence spoken in the, I think, the second lecture, where he says that you are all children of immortality. You are not sinners. It's a sin to call a man so. Man is essentially immortal. So this was a tremendous, it had a tremendous impact on the people there. There were people who could not even first accept this fact. because they were used to that doctrine that man is a sinner. It's a doctrine, it's not a truth. Just some people have got this doctrine. So he gave it that we should remember our divine nature and we should assert it. So impressed by that, he was invited across America, and he was new to these United States. He was a monk who did have very little experience of how to handle things in a very sophisticated civilizational setup that America was at that time. Even now it is. So he was hired by, or he took the help of a lecture bureau who it is known as Slyton Lecture Bureau, SLYTON. So who actually took Swamiji to nearly 100 cities. And some places, they would organize a program that the Swami from America has come, from India has come and here. So he will speak about Indian culture, about Indian manners, customs, about subjects like Atman, Brahman, Maya. Swamiji has spoken on a variety of subjects. And later on, he found that they will advertise, and after it, they will put price for the money which people have to pay to attend this lecture, because free lectures nobody believed it. It's not like India where you can have a satsang, chalo, sab aa jayenge. Aisa nahi. You have to organize a lecture, keep a ticket, then people come. Even today, it's more or less like that. That is 125 years back. So Swamiji found that this person is actually, let's say he charges $100 he makes. So he should give Swamiji some money so that Swamiji can send it for the regeneration of India. That was his idea, that I will earn money and try to help the poor in India, because he had tried his best to go to different places and get money from the Rajas of those days. He could not get. So he loved India so deeply that as a monk, he decided, let me go and earn some money. Which a monk doesn't do that. So he said, let me earn some money by way of exchanging my knowledge about India. The spiritual, we are not going as a beggar. It's on a equal footing. So he took them, he gave that, and they were not giving that right amount of money. They were making a lot of money out of it. So some friends were there. Swamiji said, they said, Swamiji, you please break that contract. It meant a lot of loss. Financially, it meant a lot of loss. He didn't mind it, because they were making him, go across a lot of strain. Imagine 10 lectures a week. And IIT professors will not give 10 lectures a week. They have to just stay there with all facilities. That was, he was moving around. So naturally, from 1893 to 1895, it's 2 years, 1.5 years or 2 years, he became quite tired. Then sometimes in 1895, one of his disciples, one lady, she offered near New York, there's a river called Hudson, Lawrence and Hudson, two rivers. Near river Lawrence, inside the river, there are a number of islands. There is one island, it is known as Thousand Island Park. So she had a cottage there. There's a small community of people living there. Mainly Unitarian Church Christians. So she said, Swamiji, you can come and stay some place, sometime in my place. Swamiji agreed. And for that, she renovated her cottage. She built some extra 1 or 2 rooms. And some devotees also came. Around 8 or 10 people came. Later on, 2 more joined when the news appeared in some newspaper in New York that an Indian monk is conducting some classes for people in Thousand Island Park. So Swamiji spent nearly 2.5 months there. During that time, he would speak to them without any notes or without any plan that I'm going to give a lecture. There was Miss Waldo, she took notes of what Swamiji was speaking. And later on, this was published as a book. And this is the book that inspired talk, which we are reading. So it's not an organized lecture. So off and on, but this also is only a small portion of what Swamiji spoke there. Although he was in meditation, he was resting, he was not in public activity. But now and then when he'll see the people there, because he will stay upstairs, below he will come, and if you find, he'll go on speaking about spiritual matters. Sometimes it is recorded in those reminiscences that he will speak so much that he might have started sometimes in the evening, and once he finishes, it is morning. And most of it is not recorded. I mean, nobody has noted down. Only a little is that is good enough. Good enough for us. 1908, this book was first published. There are two versions, more or less the same. And during that time, Swamiji went into deep samadhi several times. There used to be an oak tree near the cottage, and once he went to the oak tree and sat there below, and he entered a very deep concentration. What we call as physical for samadhi. So, as he sat there, there were some one or two devotees. One American young lady, she got frightened because she sees almost like a dead person. She ran towards the cottage and called some people. Perhaps Vivekananda has left us. He said, no, Vivekananda has not left us. When they sat there, he slowly, as he was sitting, some passing clouds, some drops fell on his face also. And slowly he opened his eyes and he saw them standing like that. He said, oh, I'm sorry, I embarrassed you all of them. I enter into like this some state once in a while. But don't worry, I'll not leave my body in your country. So he came back to India much later. And about 15 years back, now it is 2022, about 15 years back or so, that community there is still there. They have a Unitarian church and all. They have great respect. That cottage is now owned by our New York center. We have Vedanta two Vedanta centers in New York. One of them is quite well known to you because of Swami Sarvapriyanandaji. He is there. But there's another center, which is Swami Atmashraddhananda now. Yuktatman is a very different type of, his nature is very different. He won't be traveling and giving lectures. He's stationed there. Regularly, every Sunday, he speaks on Vedanta. And once in a year, without any announcements, they conduct a retreat there. Because if they announce, it's difficult to manage people. So many people want to come there, and cottages are small. Anyway, so I think if there some kind of efforts. So there is a naval department in that island. They keep record of the weather also. So there was a recording available to them in their old recordings of what was the weather in 1895 when Swami Vivekananda was there. And on particular date, when this incident happened, when Swami entered into miracle for Samadhi and he was slowly opening his eyes and there were some drops of rain passing clay. It is recorded in that naval book, cloudy, some drops fell. What a beautiful coincidence. So they presented that record to the New York Society, Vedanta. A small function was held and it was good. So, any one of you go to New York, go to Thousand Island Park, try to visit this cottage where this was given. So we'll read one or two paragraphs. Religion is the great milch cow. Religion, the great milch cow, has given many kicks. But never mind, it gives a great deal of milk. The milkman does not mind the kick of the cow which gives much milk. Religion is the greatest child to be born, the great moon of realization. Let us feed it and help it to, and it will become a giant. King Desire and King Knowledge fought. And just as the latter was about to be defeated, a child was born to him, Vedanta, and saved the victory to him. Then love or bhakti and knowledge married and lived happily hereafter, ever after. Love concentrates all the power of the will without effort. So, when a man falls in love with a woman, the path of devotion is natural and pleasant. Philosophy is taking the mountain stream back to its source by force. It's a quicker method, but very hard. Philosophy says, check everything. Devotion says, give up all to the stream. Have eternal self-surrender. It's a longer way, but easier and happier. Thine am I forever, henceforth. Whatever I do, it is thou doing it. No more is there any me or mine. Having no money to give, no brains to learn, no time to practice yoga, to thee, O sweet one, I give myself. To thee, my body and mind. No amount of ignorance or wrong ideas can put a barrier between the soul and God. Even if there be no God, still hold fast to God. Love. It is better to die seeking a God than as a dog seeking only carrion. Choose the highest ideal and give your life up to that. Death being so certain is the highest thing to give up life for a great purpose. Love will painlessly attain to philosophy, and then thereafter knowledge comes, parabhakti, supreme devotion. So this small para that we read, I'll just explain it. The first one is, the religion is compared to a milk cow, milking cow. Not the one which doesn't give milk, milking cow. And when you go for picking, when making the, it will definitely make, will wait for a while. When you go to milk a cow, the cow many times gives kick to the person who is milking. Right now, ashram we have a cow. It will be giving a lot of kicks to the person who is milking her. So, this milk, religion is like a cow. And this cow gives milk. So, what is that milk? Cow milk is what we call as the wisdom and peace and truth which comes out of religion. It gives kicks means a lot of misunderstandings and quarrels also happen in the name of religion. So both the things are coexisting. And another, the milkman does not mind the kick of the cow which gives much milk. So we've got a lot of kicks through religion. So there are people who have, they blame religion for all the evils in the society. That's very strange. They say there is so much of killing, there is so much of violence in the name of religion. That's true. But equally so in the name of political philosophies. Even political philosophies also do the same thing. There are a lot of killing, a lot of violence. But they don't want to remove them, but they want to remove religion. Strange. Religion is, it takes you to eternal life, to eternal peace. So it's a much better way of accepting that. Further, Swamiji compares this to the kind of a fight between king desire and king knowledge. King desire and king knowledge. So they are fighting with each other. And then to the king knowledge, a child is born, which is Vedanta. King knowledge means the knowledge traditions. And Vedanta is the essence of Vedas, where we speak of the eternity of soul. We speak of the eternity of existence itself. And that saved the victory to him. And love and knowledge were married and lived happy ever after. Giving a romantic example. The love and bhakti are love and knowledge, jnana and bhakti. So this is a way of understanding spiritual truth, you see. And one statement here, love concentrates all the power of the will without effort. If you love something, let's say you love a human being or you love a subject or you love a cause, it concentrates all your energies. It takes that everything you put in there. And the path of devotion is natural and pleasant. So we have these two, basically speaking, path of devotion and path of jnana or knowledge. So jnana is also known as philosophy. Philosophy is taking the mountain stream back to its source by force. So I want to go to the very source from where everything is coming. That's philosophy, trying to find the source. In fact, one of Swamiji's a book containing his book teaching. It's a compilation done some 30 years back by a group of Americans. It's called Living at the Source, the yoga teachings of Swami Vivekananda. It's published from our originally it came from America. It's living at the source, which means very philosophical living, deep analytical thinking. So that's one way. But there's another one which is bhakti, which is love, devotion, gentleness. They call it a seva to the ideas, the Ishtadevata, various ways. So they, as if you combine them both, lava, that is love and knowledge, which means jnana, bhakti, sammishran. Once you make, then it is much easier. The devotion says, give up all to the stream, have eternal surrender. Philosophy says, go back to the source of the stream. So let's combine these two. That's what he is saying. Another thing which he says is a prayer of self-surrender. Having no money to give, no brains to learn, no time to practice yoga. To you, O sweet one. Sweet one means one of the name is Madhava. Krishna's one name is Madhava. Madhava means the sweet one. I give myself to thee, my body and mind. Finally, you see, he's speaking, as I told you in the introduction, Swamiji is giving offhand so many comments. It's not really that he's making a lecture, a structured treatment of a subject. No, he's just making some very deep statements. Here he says, no amount of ignorance or wrong ideas can put a barrier between the soul and God. You know, we have this Viveka Chudamani of Acharya Shankara, Adi Shankara. There, he speaks of towards, around 140th shloka, 150th shloka. He speaks of how the Atman or the divinity gets covered up by either the Trigunas, Sattva, Tamas, or Panchakoshas, which are spoken of in the Kesari Upanishad, that soul is as if covered with 5 layers. With all that, the Atman remains unattached. You really can't put any barrier between your real nature and you. This is what Swamiji is putting it here. And finally, he says, love will painlessly attain to philosophy. And then, after knowledge comes parabhakti, supreme devotion. So the supreme devotion idea, mainly, given by Sri Ramanujacharya. So the Ramanujacharya's idea of devotion, it is like Ramakrishna used to say, suppose you say you are learning classical music. So there you have the 7 notes beginning with Sa, which is the lowest one. Sa, Re, Ga, Ma, Pa, Da, Ni. You go to the top, Ni. It's almost like shouting. In our language, in layman's language, shouting. You can't keep your mind at that point for a very long time. Your voice. Simply, your vocal cords will break. They have to come down. Sa, Re, Ga, Ma, Pa, Da, come down. So likewise, all the time talking philosophy is difficult for people. Come down to the level. But never forget your divine aspect as well. That is Swamiji's idea. So this is our discussion for today. So let's have our guided meditation session now. So there are some distractions. I think we'll be able to manage it. I think my children will progress. Yes? Go and ask them to keep quiet for a while. Make them aware. Let's see how much they're able to keep quiet. There were these three men who said, we will keep quiet. And after some time, one of them said, you see, after all, we are kept quiet. I kept quiet. Then the second one said, no, not spoken. After a while, the third one says, both of you spoke, only I kept quiet. So we can tell them to keep quiet, but it's left to them how much they keep quiet. So let's have our session by the time sort of returns. Begin. Yeah, if it is there, it's good. Keep it simple. So let's begin. This time, next 15 minutes, let's not make any movement. Let us try to keep your mind in the present moment. Try to feel the ambience into which we are sitting. Here we are sitting in IIT, in the back reading on the ground floor. Although some program of children and two small sounds, you can hear the sound of cricket, which means that worm or insect. You can hear the distant sound of a dog. Some whispering somewhere. Focus for a while on that sound of the insect. The sound this insect makes by rubbing its legs, not through the mouth. What a wonder the nature is. Think of the marvelousness of the nature around us. We are generally busy with our work or with our self-talk. Let's try to keep that aside for a while. Let us as if lock it up and try to feel this nature around you. Try to keep the mind in this present moment. Let us feel we are sitting here on the floor, on our carpet. Let us feel the center of goodness in our heart. We wish good to all. Let us forgive all the wrongs that we might have experienced in life. Let us not ask why. This all happened. Pray for the good of all. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. May all beings be sukhi. May all beings realize what is good. May all follow the path of goodness. Let us pray for the whole creation. May all beings be free from pain, misery, disharmony. May all be at peace. May all be free from disease. May we live fulfilling lives. Let us mentally offer our respects to all great sages of meditation who have given us this great knowledge, this great practice, and to all forms of God in which the human mind worships that unknown mystery. May His blessings be upon us. Let us bring our mind to this present moment wherein we are seated. Bring to your various limbs of the body. Be aware of your body. This unique mystery called our human body. We all know how little we know about it. Be aware of your both the legs. Both the feet, the calf muscles, the joints, the thigh, hip joints. The upper body, spine. The spine which keeps us erect, keeps us alive. Think of that spine without which we can't stand up. The shoulders, the chest. Feel the lungs, the movement of the lungs. Breathing and breathe out whenever how it feels up and down. Feel both the hands, the palms, the fingers, the wrist, elbow, upper arm, shoulder joints, neck, chin, both the ears, the forehead, eyes, eyebrows, tip of the nose, cheek and the chin, and the whole face and the whole body. Feel that you are sitting quietly, fully aware of yourself. Try to feel the vital essence of your own body. The vitality, the prana shakti, which is what is making it breathe. The prana goes in and out. The prana never tires. The Upanishads say the prana never tires. It is the senses get tired, the mind may get tired, the nervous system may get tired. Prana never gets tired. Let the prana fill us with freshness and energy. Feel your breath. Now try to feel your own mind. Try to feel your own thoughts, memories, desires. Look at them as you look at an object, without reacting to them, without analyzing them, but in a very detached way as an onlooker. However best mind you may have. Now at this moment, let us not analyze that. Let us just look at our own thoughts which are constant. If some past memory comes up, don't react to that. Any future fear plan comes up, don't react to that. Try to feel the present moment. Try to feel your mind like a observer. And now try to feel the center of your heart, the center of your being. Think of a divine center within you. Think of the center of the chest and a divine center there. And think of any form, any divine form, or the flame of a burning candle for your meditation, for your concentration. You can think of Krishna or Rama or Ramakrishna. You can think of any other holy form that appeals to you. Let us chant Om together for a while, and then we will try to focus on that visualized form. We will chant long Om, chant with me. Now we should try to focus on that visualized form for some time. I would not give any instructions. Let us now quietly sit for some time. And then we'll have prayer. Now let us conclude this time. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Any questions?
Maharaj, I have one question in the chat box. We are born with some samskara which are impure in nature. From my personal experience, it only went away with time and after a lot of prayers. Is it the only way or anything conscious can be done about such stubborn samskara? Yes, Maharaj. Sanendu Saha.
So what's samskara? What is a samskara? How it is formed? How it is formed? One English word for samskara is habit. Habit is always formed by repeated actions. Some action we do it again and again. It could be a mental action or a physical action or a mix of two. And the action comes from thought. And thought again is not sufficient. Along with thought, you must have some belief in the thought. So it is a thought, belief, action, repetition which makes a samskara. Now, if it is a good side, we call it good samskara. If it is not in good side, we call it as evil samskara. So, important thing to remember is that how did we get samskara? We got it through repeated actions. And when did it start? Nobody can really say when did it start. To some extent, we can say when we are children, we get some kind of experience, especially very early childhood. That leaves a very powerful impression on our mind. We say, oh, he's a child, but we don't understand he's only a child. That stage is most crucial part of his life. He has received a lot of love, a lot of care, a lot of guidance, a lot of protection, and the right type of instructions at that age. It will leave a wonderful, it will open a wonderful way for him. But suppose it has not happened, so is there no hope? Once he comes of age, once he becomes a little mature, he is able to understand what is right and wrong and which way is the right way. Then he starts analyzing his samskaras. As in this case, he said, I had some samskara which with a lot of effort now I have overcome. This is the only way. Swamiji's famous lecture on Raja Yoga. There he says this. He says that go on thinking good thoughts, go on doing good things. We have to overcome the wrong samskara. There is no there is no immediate, oh, I'll overcome it. We even don't know how deep our samskaras are. And this is what Swamiji has said is there in the Patanjali Yoga. The Yoga Sutras is that you do it for a long time. Satu dirgha kalena nairantaryam satkara asevitaha dridabhuvi. Dridabhuvi means a very stable inner world. You will achieve that. How will you achieve that? Satu dirgha kalena. For a long time you have to do this. So for instance, you want to change yourself and you start reading Swami Vivekananda some teachings. Oh, I have read it 4 times, 5 times. I've been reading for 4 months. I have got some result, but I have not got the exact result which I wanted. Well, it will take time. Holy Mother Sardhana used to say, suppose you have got a ball of threads and there are threads around it. Just as the threads have taken time to go around it, it will take time to remove the threads. So much time. It has taken one round like this. Now it will take another time to go out. So it takes time. But we should always keep up very holy company, which is the most important thing. That we must keep a holy company. Just we all sitting here, we are trying to meditate, we are trying to think of Swami's ideas. So that means we are in a holy company. Keep this holy company as much as you possible. Sometimes this physically, as you know, last 2 years we could not do it, being present. So at least online you are doing, or reading some books, conversing with others on phone. When you converse, don't be conversing about passing events of life. For that is a different company. Talking about politics, talking about sports, about economics and whatnot. Leave that aside. Right now, I'm giving holy company. I'll read from Bhagavad Gita. 15 minutes, let us read. Suppose you have a friend who is interested, who is not going to say, hey, what are you doing? He is interested. All right, once in a week, on phone, we can have a Bhagavad Gita reading of 15 minutes. So that we remain connected. And then keep struggling, especially when we get up in the morning. First 15-20 minutes, all rising up. Just freshen up and sit for prayer and meditation. As much as possible. Don't at the first time see now what's the latest message in WhatsApp or Instagram. No need to go into what's happening in my digital account or social media account. I did not show any interest in that moment. At that moment, let me withdraw from that and try to think of the infinite reality that is me, which is the source of this universe called God. Adi Shankaracharya's famous Pratha Smarana Stotra is there. That Pratha Smarana Stotra, he says, Pratha Smaranam. What I do by Pratha Smaranam? I think of that reality which enters into my being as soon as I get up and activates my whole body mind. When we are asleep, we are almost like half dead or whatever. It's a state of temporary death. It's not a permanent death because we'll get up. Prana is still there. Prana is working, and if some big sound or some bottle falls on our skin, something, immediately the senses will react. But for time being, we are as if dead. Very deep. But as soon as we get up, think of what is that? What is that sense of I? As soon as I get up, I think I am so and so. I've got this job. I've got this study to do, this research to do. I am a BTech student. I am IITian. All that comes later. First comes a pure sense of I. What is that pure sense of I? You analyze that. It is nothing but God Himself. So think of that pure sense within you, and which slowly makes the rest of the activity possible. So we think of Bhagavan Ram or Bhagavan Krishna or any of the divine figures we know of. It is as good as thinking of the Atman. That is through Bhakti we are thinking. More easy to connect. Or you think of your own, yes, I am the pure one. Throughout the day, I may have a lot of problems. But morning, at least 10-15 minutes, I think. So you have very successfully done it. Congrats to you for that. Keep looking into your mind. We will discover newer and newer layers within us which need to be purified. So until we reach that highest goal, which is known as the person who has attained the highest reality, we should keep analyzing like that, keep